All right. Hello, guys. Welcome. Hello, PDB. How you doing, PDB? How are you doing in this new year? First day of the year? Have you been good? All right. Let's continue. I don't remember last time where I was. I got distracted so much. Caught a shiny Pokemon. Which one is it? Gravador. Yeah, last time I had so many disconnect. It was almost impossible to stream when I play this game. So hopefully today it won't be the same. I mean, it wasn't too bad up until like the last hour, I would say, on the last stream. Where it was like constant disconnection from the internet. It was so annoying. I even didn't manage to say goodbye. I just typed it goodbye, you know. I'm done for the day. But yeah, so we were investigating about murder. A girl, I believe, that was killed on Briar Street, I believe it's Briar Street. Some girls. Definitely some girls. But hold on, I have a plan. Wait. I have a plan here. So it's yeah, Briar Road, not street. Mushroom Street, Calabash Road. Okay, the X is where the girl is dead, but killed. Whoever the girl is, do we have the victim? I don't think we have the victim yet. Those are the detective. This is the defendant. This is Sholmes' apprentice? Not apprentice. Cohabitors? Oh, fuck. Now these are the two people we're trying to investigate with Sholmes right now. The answer couldn't be simpler, sir, for in the dense junk of logic and reasoning. Going, I am the king of beasts. Shit. And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. Shall we begin? Let's go. What is wrong? Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectaculars. Alright, let's go with a great deduction that I have to, help them change a little bit of that. Nature of the beast. Okay. Certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast that has been on the rampage late within these four walls. Yeah, everything is broken. Thus, we're faced with the question, what form might the beast take? Oh no. It's the girl. It's the maid. For a man with a military greeting, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Gary Depps, leads us directly to the answers. Okay. Lion? What? Lion? Totally not the lion, you dum-dum. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposed at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is this pitfall, I ask you? It's wrong. In the end, your admiration becomes so great, in fact, that you had a living breeding specimen shipped from India, which you try to keep in this very house. Oh gosh. Maybe a snake? And living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traits of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. What would break everything? A cat? Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madame? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction. Oh. The dress pocket gave us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. What? For protruding from it handbill advertising the circuit show. You sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garrett, at Batty Circus. A traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park, and I've observed the tent, okay? You sold the savage lion to the circus! Oh no, don't sell the lion. I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beast whose rank amok in this room was an Indian lion. Indian lion? Really? Okay. A rampaging Asiatic lion. I don't think a lion can fit in that apartment. Imagine a lion in your apartment. It is plainly clear that you still have deep feeling for the formidable beast. Oh no. Indeed, in the blighted pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Okay, your head weighs heavy on your shoulder, the pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arms? Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. Why are we talking about beasts? The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man, I simply But what we must now ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain. The maid, we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answers. What? The cause of Bill? I mean, Bill is painful, but physical pain? For cartloads of meat, potato, wheat, and tea. Indeed, your beloved has had a devastating financial circumstances. Whoa, yo. Well, a lion would eat a lot, but I don't think it's a lion. In a final fit of rage, a ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Oh. The aftermath which can clearly be seen, okay. Something burned. Oh dearie me, what could have caused such a destructive outbreak? This time, madame, I'm afraid it's you who has inevitably revealed the truth to me. Your wondering eyes have settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Cake? We can only to look at the Tower of Cake? What does that have anything to do with the cake? There is no creature more dangerous on this than beast with an insatiable appetite. Oh, was it, or was it not once said by a certain noble woman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Marie Antoinette. Alright. That's the Queen of France. Very famous sentence. Food is at the heart of all tragedy. In fact, whatever do you mean? Having tired of taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There is only one logical conclusion. Try to eat the maid. Work into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attack and ate the carpet. Yo. The teeth marking the carpet are the perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. What the heck? Why would it eat the carpet? It also has some burn mark there. Why would it even eat the carpet? Herlock shows great deduction of the beastly puzzle. No, no, no. No, no, no. Pouring scalding hot tea all over me? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garrett. I'm afraid I didn't notice. My deduction can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth dead over. Indeed, my revelation can make people spill tears of time. Tears at time, not of time. Mr. Shum, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation? Sure. What is it again? Well, your deduction just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size? It is the only explanation for the fact. No. No. An idea to consider what lies inside the realm of common sense as well. caged lion had run amok in his very room, surely Mr. Garridel would have been hurt or worse. That's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military held his own against the beast using a large cannon? They sold the lion to the circuit. I mean, if a cannon was shot at the lion, I think the lion would be in pieces. I mean, he would end up on the table, surely. What about if you eat meat and potato are one thing? But I don't believe I've ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. Ah, my dear Miss Susato, it caused to me to some regularity. That irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on great British soil, they drink tea. They are infused with a highly appropriate taste for the afternoon tea. Oh yo, if a lion can do that, I believe it. No, not a glorious notion, Susato. Get out. No, that's not how it works. A slight massage, that's all Mr. Shom's deductions needs. You can do it. I've been waiting for my trusty partner introduction to step forward, Mr. Nahuoda. We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help Miss Natsume's case, but still uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. And is it always a worthwhile? At least that's what you want to believe. Not all truth are good to be said out loud. Let's start again from the beginning of Herlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. Alright, let's go. We do this. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Nature of the beast. Okay, let's go. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage late within those four walls. Thus we're faced with the question, what form might the beast take? That's where he's wrong. A man with reading your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Gary, leads directly to the answers. Not the lion. Now! Not the lion. I really didn't see the lion thing coming, but if you observe the cigar definitely, it rather seems as though some beast-eating did run amok here in this room. Something... Even the girl noticed it, wow. But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India yet. Yeah, where is this? Mortar shell? This thing? Yeah, it's not giving me anything else. Fire?
Take that!
Is it the mortar shell? With their butter wouldn't melt out complex a cannon. It brings only destruction, but something we must strive to understand. You do not have to turn for observation or deduction. Oh no, it's not the mortar shell. Oh crap. Oh shit, oh no. I don't know what this is. The photo, maybe? Is it the photo?
Take that!
No, I've yet to examine it, I can assure that it holds the answer. Okay. It's not a photo itself. Wow, okay. What is it then? So dead. Let me save before I run out of life. Oh no. Not the stupid lion statue though. The fire? What am I correcting that with? I don't have any other options. What? What? Can I examine this thing? Yes. Oh, he was married to the maid? Really? For the cannon? Rubbish on the mantelpiece?
Take that!
It was a girl, no? I'm dying so quickly. I mean, it must be the girl who's causing it. But I don't see what... I cannot do anything. What is... I'm stuck. I am stuck. I'm stuck. Whatever. Oh no. What is it exactly that I'm missing here? I'm missing something. What can I present? Oh!
Take that!
Need to present this like this. I'm so dumb. The true nature of the beast that has run is revealed by the newlywed bed. Pride. No other explanation could possibly fit. Something, guys. The spring picture of your wife. What's the name? It's not the wife, it's the maid. Same person. PDB is the beauty body here. You are. Not in the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out the mighty arm, note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Yo. Just from the arms, the lady is like, oh, damn it, I'm so strong. Anyone with such a powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Yo, yo, that's so rude. Honored by we are stretching a point. That is so rude. Another beast which was so clearly savage this room was your wife, Mr. Gardam. Yeah. I also see now that, you know, the slap on his face here. It is her! She is! The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is besides herself, nay. I don't know about fragile. Anyway, Mr. Shum is quite right, there's no sign of a Mr. Gary Depps anywhere. She is Miss Gary Depps, so nay, what are we talking about here? There seems there might be a clue as to her whereabouts, clue that this maid is trying to hide. The teapot? Not so much for Mr. Gary Depp, but so unmissable would it be? Too tightly shut eyes to avoid even the chance of it. Rounded cheeks to deflect any abuse that might be hurled away. This is an unnerving, powerful woman, Mrs. Susato. It's your turn to praise that unnerving. I mean, I see the slap on his hand. Ah, the wedding ring. I found you. I found you. Hello, Giga Gamer. I found you. I do find you. That's quite a coincidence they have the same ring, isn't it? No, it's not a coincidence.
Take that!
The flowery bank leaning on your finger gives you away. You are the wife. I don't know the one shown on the hands of Mr. Garrett Daps and brides of his photographic friends. You are no other household maid. You're not. Or waifu. Lucky bride. Miss Garrett Dap herself. Yay, oh my word! Uh-huh. This is the wife, yes, my Joanne. Or Joan. Oh my gosh, okay. It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. You're a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. Yeah. Or assume therefore you have insufficient means to employ maid. Would that be correct? I was 2nd lieutenant to the 3rd regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? My golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Here in London, one is rather judge. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considerate opinion, such concern about appearances are folly. Gosh. You mean Mr. Gary had his work as his maid? Precisely, am I right, Mr. Gary Debs? You are totally correct, I guess. Only in company, obviously, but listen here. This must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please. Who cares? I care about appearances. The raging wife of Mr. Garrett. Raging wife? Alright. Alright. What is it? So, Mr. Garrett, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feeling for this formidable beast, well, your wife. Not quite close the distress loss has caused you is veritable, Lieutenant. I mean, it's the wife. What else do you want him to do? Your head weighs heavy on your shoulder! The pain you feel by revealing that supporting arms? No. That feels rather uncomfortable. He hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Because he got slapped.
Take that!
The pain you feel being revealed by the slap cheeks! And of course the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refused to fade. Yo. Now we're just putting on the salt. You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. How the blaze? How did you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fella. You look directly at us even once. To keep your other side from Bill. Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum, which is, why were you subject to such a violent slap? I must ask yourself, what caused Madame Gary to fly into a rage? We need only follow the direction of a glaze to find the answers. It's not the pile of bills, okay. All for lion photo? But the lion never existed, which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Garrett. She's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap round the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact, oh shit. To hit her husband with such force, I wonder. I'd love to know the answer to that question. I need to... what is this? Oh, what is that? It has a kissy kissy. What is this? Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary? Yo, someone is cheating here. My lip mark, made with lipstick. What a passionate romantic gesture. I think that's it. Love note, bruh. I think this is it, the love note. I think that is it. Oh, James, I love you, yours, Mary, passionate indeed. Oh, she's mad. You're gonna get slapped. Perhaps the sender of this note asserted Miss Mary is the fly in the ointment here. Oh, another slap. Oh, the Bali woman. You don't know her? You were just in the boat, I don't know how you got there. You were just in there, you say? That's what I've been saying! A likely story! Now listen here, Joan old thing! I explained at the time. I bought the book at the second-hand place, and that note must already have been in there. So, the previous owner of the books was using the notes as a bookmark, you mean? That's right, that's what I've been trying to say! Ow! A likely story, for heaven's sake, women, look at the name! It's written to James! My name, in case you've forgotten, is John! A likely story? Are you questioning my name now? Who's James though? Who the heck? Oh my, she's mighty. There we have it. Arouse the suspicion of a female heart, and you unleash a beast with a most ferocious bite. Yo. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carry out one last unimaginable attack. Can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. Oh dearie me, what could have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madame, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wondering eyes are settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Okay? Not the cake back. Why would she eat the carpet? It's in a result of her wild temper. That's true. So, this is the last part of Mr. Shum deserves what we need to fix. We need only to follow Mr. Garrett Depp. Mrs. Garrett Depp's gaze that will tell us the real answer. So what do we have? That is so good. It couldn't be that the hungry eye somehow involved again. Can you put it? No? Oh, it was a fire. It's missing one candle. It's not this, it's not that. Stupid OBS! It's doing the same thing as last time, don't tell me.
Take that!
It's the candle. The remnant of ferocious attack which the carpet was devoured were clearly visible. Forge mark of the edge clearly gives the truth away. Otherwise was the scene of a little marital altercation. Miss Gary's mighty arm must have left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the table as well. Cause a candle to fall from the holder? Yo. What kind of mighty slap are we talking about? And in seconds the carpet was alight and the whole corner of the room in flames. Ow. For the most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire. And in this room, the ferocious bear is claw and rank amok. Reluctantly put, my dear fellow, as you see, there is but one conclusion here. Ah. Right? There are no right here. No one is right. There is no Phoenix. At least I have not seen Phoenix in this game yet. Phoenix right is not in. After the spark of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire. Oh yeah. But how are you doing, Ingrid, in this new year? Yo, that dude with a slap on his face. I salute you! Whoa, okay. He fainted. Yo, that is some mighty arm. Just holding my husband like he was nothing. Deduction complete, elementary. Yay. Yay. Easy peasy. When tonight you know nothing to do but read in front of the fire. A year worse than a year? You don't know, it just started. What a pessimistic view you have. Luckily there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner to buy all my old novels there. And in the page of one particular novel you discover some rather illicit material. Illicit? For which you will admonish you harshly, it seems. Demolish might be a rather closer term. Yo, the wife. And beast is most certainly apt description. And the carpet was not destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor. Afraid to say it was happening in the blink of an eye. The whole place filled with smoke, couldn't see a bally a thing. I was confident the old sticks rage and the raging old sticks. Yo, this old dude does not want to leave. You're dead. He's deader than dead. You paint a torrid picture, one that would have been the most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. Yo. Didn't take long for the fire to spread. Of course, the volley finishes started going up as well. And we had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being. Over here, Mr. Character. Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you allow me. Yoink! Open that! Open! Oh, a bookshelf. I had all my favorite old novel in that case, but as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh! Up in smoke. Wow, that's also some books. Start hurling things at me. Shit. Oh, she's not even, you know, scurrying to put out the fire. She just keep throwing things even though there is fire. Yo, the wife is something. There was I back up against the window on the heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books incoming 10 to the 1,000. Yo! Another scene of war. The worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Bride. The Lion's Bride? Ah yes, your notorious love for big cats coming through again. I'll show you the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest. So the woman really did do something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast message. Mr. Shum deduction turns out to be correct once again. It can only be described as a great British wonder. I tell you, with total carnage, flames everywhere, and the old sticks in full feathers. Out of interest, what time of the day was that? 2 days ago now, around 5 o'clock. That's when she was killed. As a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street, you know. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole blighty could have been flattened outside my window at that moment and I wouldn't have noticed a dash thing. Oh gosh, okay. That's not really helping though. Did the girl notice though? Women? I think we got to the bottom of Mr. Garrett Depp situation, but what does it have to do with instant soonness in the circumstances? I can help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be relevant or not. He did. Oh gosh. Bear in mind that all things fall into one or only two categories. Those relevant to the case and those not. Well, that makes no sense. I mean, it's perfect sense. It's just absolutely useless fact. It's either is or it isn't. It is for far greater importances that you make up your mind now. Visiting hours at the prison will be soon over. I already did! I'm gonna upset. Give me a second, guys. Alright. But I have no clue as to who killed what now. Thank you both very much for your time. I have to go to the prison. Oh shit, wrong way. Yeah, but this is not helping me. I don't have a carrier. in front of Gary Depp's house. What the heck? Who are you? Fall to the prayer. What are you calling an omen, you rum-looking nimmy peeny meeny? There are more things in heaven than earth, Horatio. Then I dreamed of it in your philosophy. Wait, what? Who's this Horatio fella? What are you on about? What the? Who are you now? I'm sorry, it just looks as though there might be some problems here. And my associate here, Mr. Ryuno Sukinaro, is a lawyer, you see? I'll be on my way for today, but you mark my word. This ain't over yet. Okay. Get thee to the nunnery. Do I look like a blooming nun to you? Oh, crap. Who is this? Who is this jester? Oh, fair Easter maiden, thou art so gentle, thank you. What's that all about? I thought we were in a rush. There are more things in the heaven and earth, Horatio, than our dream of in your philosophy. I'm not Horatio either. Are you a lodger here? In Mr. Gardepp's residence? Oh, fair Easter maiden, thou art so right, I do dwell in this humble abode. Why? He did. This must be the man. Who are you? Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor? Oh yes, a gentleman named Nasume. More worthy of a parliament in a battle of war never could there be. Battle? Hamlet or Macbeth? Was far long into the night. I see. But it seems Nasume and Legend are acquaintances at least. So fair maiden, so good gentlemen, I can tarry here no longer, fare thee well. Okay, bye. But I think he's returned to his room. Full of eccentric. Find a carriage, let's go. Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over. We need to rush. We got stopped so many times. Oh, we did make it. It's you. You're here. You came. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I can't believe you came back. I'm so touched. I'm so sorry to have kept you waiting. Think nothing of it, relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure. No, don't purr. Let's not get carried away. I quite agree. There's nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. On the other hand, it is through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates a fact. Such is my belief, at least. It's it's you! The miserable rotten spy! Sherlock Holmes! Safe observing again? Some curious reading material in that roomful room and having a massive secret alleged of eccentric air. Okay. What are we doing now? See how our divested friends is faring. Well, obviously not good is checking a tremble. Accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow, in that sense. It is a superior option. What, the prison is superior? Yo. Your taste in book, my day has been a delight. Cost me not a penny. You, how dare you? Sherlock Holmes. I think he's mad. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to the Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake, haunted by the spirit in those accursed lodging. No doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well. There are ghosts in your lodging? He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodging would curse. What does it mean? Mr. Mustache Word. Mustache Word. Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. For the men's lodging, and indeed for tomorrow's trial. Alright, what did you mean by that? Why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. You wouldn't say it was cursed! You do! You don't mean the trial really cursed somehow? Meh. The Reaper of the Bailey? 16 salient words? Why 16? No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution ever. 16. Good. That was 16. Oh my goodness! That was 16 word exactly. Yo, you counted it. But then after the trial was over, he was burned alive. I'm impressed, Mr. Susato. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Can be that having failed to have the accused convicting Lord Van Zik kill the man himself? Oh no, he couldn't have, surely. I don't think so. You have some wonderful notions. The man is a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor. Why are you trying to scare me? It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. Maybe the Chief of Justice. The one killing him. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. Van Zik is quite an exceptional man. However, in London Court of Law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exceptions. That's good! Hopefully for you. As you are no doubt aware, the British Criminal Trial Day is both a judge and a jury. Yes. And the judge officiates based on the letter of the law, while the jury offers a public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. Well, if you think of it that way, yes. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. That is also true. That's why it's the judge's job to guide the jury. Criminal and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. But such underhand means those who want to are able to sway the jury, which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can't know. But it means the wrong verdict can be passed, sure. Sadly, is from time to time, my dear madame, it is simply the reality of the situation. However, those indicted by Lord Van Zik cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed. Why is that? Though the adjudication, that's such a hard word to pronounce, may see them leave the courtroom without freedom, within months they all disappear. It is most striking. By all manner of misfortune. On that passing carriage, perhaps they fall into Thames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by raging fever, or perhaps attacked by a highwayman. Well, you're dead then. Dead. We're rather here and I'm afraid. Oh crap, we're so dead. You're dead. Deader than dead. I'm a dead dodo. No, Dodo is my cat, you're not Dodo. Well, it's my neighbor's cat. The cursed lodging. What is this? What do you mean by it's cursed? Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed? Or do you mean to say that there are some ghosts in your place? It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain, but I've only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself. Everyone looked at there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back? Really? Nervous about going outside. Staring at me all the time from dawn till dusk. Yo, this dude is so paranoid. So I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away. You must have been very lonely having been away from your homeland for such a long time. I've had to move a number of times, most recently to the room on Briar Road a week ago. Why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient. But there's no window, no one can look inside, right? The rent is cheap, I have so little money, and it appeals to me straight away. Okay, because of money. Asked why it was so affordable, and I just simpered and said, the room is cursed. Oops. What? Tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late, so I told him. If you have something to say, then say it. If not, don't tell me anything. But it was true. It was all true. What do you mean it was all true? Did you see anything? How is it cursed? Ever since I moved into that windowless hell, my sleep has been plagued with nightmare. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. Yo. And in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. Is that why you call it cursed? I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison, nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. Okay. If only there was someone, just one person on my side. I'm on your side, for now. Can no one find it in his or her heart to believe in it? Really no one. To believe, do you believe in love after love? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about a case on SS Buria, if you recall. The Buria, ah, that case. The one with the snake. Not with the snake! Well, he has a snake. At that time I was the suspect, but you believe me, listen to my side of the story. Can you help us to investigate? I did I? Interesting. What I want to know is why. Why did you believe in me? I see, yes. You mean because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in the locker room. Okay. I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't. What? But I could be lying. That's true. surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little. I guess it's a good question. I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in that which you were telling me. You see, the only thing I believe in are those I choose to believe in. What? What do you mean? I make up my own mind about what it is to believe and what is not to believe. If I should like to believe in something I do, the circumstances can hang as far as I am concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. Wow, he's laughing. In that case, I should have made an eventual error of judgment, nothing more. Ah, it's a good take to not be afraid of, making errors. And learn from it, is that what you're trying to say? I like that. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, excuse. Whether or not one should trust another is in the final analysis down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself. He's right. Locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire, okay. Whether I can believe myself. A defense lawyer is only good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. In himself? Trusting my instinct? Is that what you're saying? And trusting my ability to overcome the errors? Should I, misplace my stress? The guard will be here shortly to discuss us out. There's a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me? Oh dear, there's never enough time, is there? Do I want to help you? I'll be happy to represent you. Alright, let's go. Welcome student Mr. Naruto Esquire. Let me represent you then. I will defend you. Oh, thank you for that. SF Kusha? Thank you for that. Hello Ali. I haven't seen you all since last year. Hello Ali. How you doing? I was focused on the dialogue. I mean, fit is a big word. I mean, I would like to be a little bit more than this. Like I said, I have a little bit of a chubby here. Not that I mind too much because, I know how to get rid of it, sort of. As in, I eat a little bit too much, junk food and whatnot. But listen. I'm also not the type of person to be like, on a strict regime or something. Absolutely not. Life is too short. If I want my Kit Kat, I'm gonna eat it. But at the same time, after a certain age, you have to, do stuff to keep yourself healthy. So at least that's the part I try to maintain. And how you doing, Ali? Did you have any, thing good happening since we last saw you last year? I mean, I last saw you last year. A little bit of a New Year party. I didn't do anything, first of all. But, I just went and walk a little bit in my neighborhood. Because I want my teammates, like my iced cappuccino, just to realize that everyone was blasting the music. On that night, eventful night, last night actually. There were a little bit more places, like night boxes, and bars close to my place more than I think it has, really. Because during daytime they're really close, you know, from the outside it has nothing like shiny and stuff, so I'm like, just a normal warehouse or whatever. Nope. The music was blasting, people were lined up outside. I'm like, oh. I'm like, oh, that is a nightbox. Didn't know that. I was rushing the other night to finish the audiobooks. Nothing much. Every place was closed pretty much anyway. I mean, people were partying, so. I mean, yes. I mean, maybe you did party. I mean, I was kind of tired. Honestly, I'm still tired. But that's because I was working today. As I said when I first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Nashume. It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was in many ways made up from the outset. You merely need the events of today to fully realize it. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in time. Are you ready for the new year though? Do you still have absolutely no resolution, Rally? Will you be able to willing to stand by my side tomorrow? Susato, stand by me. You're kind of tired too. It was a weekend of being a couch potato. Yes. Considering that I had to work today, like, you know, I did not want to party too hard. Even though I could, technically. I'm just like past a certain amount of time for one party. I mean, I never was a party, too much of a party person. Honestly, I wasn't. Even when I was young, I wasn't too much of a party person. One colored art piece per month. Nice. I thought you were gonna say, you know, get to level 200 is Splatoon 3. Splatoon 3! No way. Alright. Port system, let's go. We finished the investigation part. I mean, we didn't find anything. Honestly, this like entire investigation was a waste of time a little bit. It was a little bit dragged on for this case. Because sometimes you find, you know, pieces of evidence that would, you know, allow you to think back when you go to the court, but this one is like absolutely nothing. There's just like backstories, a lot of readings, backstory. But it absolutely had not helped us for the case at all. With the intention of learning country legal practice, we are already a lawyer. In order to research the latest court procedure here, we need as much court experience as possible. I mean, you can do, you know, an internship. But no, we have to be the main protagonist, the lawyer, the defense lawyer. For the person in the dock, it might well be his or her one and only time in court, and it could be life-changing. It must be. I mean, the kind of feeling when you go in front of the court and you try to defend yourself, but you don't have much of a say anyway, because most of the job has been done by the lawyer and whatnot. Must be something. I've never been to the court. You know, thank God for those kind of things. As a witness, yes, a couple of times. But I mean, I cannot, you know, even begin to imagine how nerve-wracking it is for anyone that is sitting on the defense position. But honestly, from my experience though, watching some of the defendant, I mean, some of them are so used to it, like it's not the first time. Pretty much like a deal, you know, dealing with, you know, the sentence that they're kind of, yeah, they are that kind of, you know, people sometimes. Like they go there, yeah, I know, but you know what, can you give me like, you know, 1 year, you know, just so that I can go out during summer instead of winters? Like because, you know, I don't have any house. Yeah, those kind of defendants too. And some other defendants are just plain stupid too. They say stupid things, like, what are we talking about? There's quite a bit of, you know, defendant that is used to the system, they do those kind of things. Honestly, they do. I mean, even the lawyer do it. They discuss, you know, when they discuss the sentence, you know, we have enough proof to prove, you know, without any shadow of doubts that, you know, the defendant did the thing. But here's the deal: if you know, spare us sometimes, you know, make, you know, everything shorter, we are willing to, you know, do 6 months instead of, you know, 1 year. What do you think? Like they do those kind of deals. But you know, it's always like that, you know. Even if you know your client is guilty, you always try to, you know, get the minimum, whereas the other side would ask for, you know, much higher. You somewhat meet in between. It's always like those kind of things. So I guess, you know, if you have been in the system for a couple of times, you get used to it. So you started making deals yourself. You know, if I said I'm guilty, then can I get, you know, 6 months instead of, you know, your 2 years you're asking, or 3 years, or life sentence, whatever. Tremors in the floor, I can do this, I can take it. I mean, it doesn't always succeed, but it's always in the top somewhere, eventually. Unless it's like a really small case then. Neither did I! Do you know why that might be, Mrs. Sato? He's cursed! Hopefully it's just coincidence then. Yay! Don't hide the truth from me, it's cursed! The Reaper, isn't it? Maybe. Love and Zeke? Is that right, Mrs. Sato? Oh shit. I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes, Lord Van Sick is the front page of everyone. Sometimes after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in the court scene. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday. So he's been out of the scene for a couple of years now. But why? I mean, I have a feeling that this prosecutor is not evil per se. There's just something that is happening in the background. That his hand is kind of like, well, maybe not tied, but there's something happening. He knows shits. That's what I'm saying. And then something else, you know, prompts him to come back. So he's here with a mission, is what I'm trying to say. But what is this? I have no idea. We would, you know for the next case, I believe. Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon for what appears to be a mundane murder? That's the question the paper is asking, and they all are speculating various answers. Of the century to some of us, only for you. I meant no offense, listener, but that is how the papers are describing it. Also look at the fact that it could spark an impression of instant. Only because you're Japanese? There's another blatant similarities, which is... It's you! I mean, maybe it's because, you know, whatever Asogi, the one that died on the boat. My friend in the game. has to do in Great Britain. Which is the mystery so far. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper! Don't rub shoulder with Deathbringers. Yeah. Yeah. I'm afraid that there's really only one other explanation, which is it can only be another example of your uncommon bad luck. Yeah. This is just my luck. Why must I be revealed by men with such a frail fortune? The least lucky lawyer alive? Yo, listen. Oh, well, it was you. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student new to London with little in the way of experience or skill or luck. I mean, I would say you're quite lucky if you can get, you know, 3 times now. Out of your bad luck. I will fight your corner until the bitter end, and I believe in you, Mr. Destiny. Oh, benevolent locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. That is such a long name, just call him Naruhodo. Yeah, he's been a little bit too humble. Yeah. We'll always be on your side. I mean, he was kinda unlucky, you know, being called murderer 2 times. Have to defend himself 2 times, 1 in the court and 1 through investigation. And then he got out of it, and then the 3rd time it was about the case, you know, on the previous murder, who he was defending against someone that was shady as heck, honestly, a long shot. And then the long shot, even though he got, you know, non-guilty verdict, still got burned at the end, and we still don't know who's behind it. I think the mystery will unravel eventually. It's just slow. I mean, in these kind of games, it's always a little bit slow because there's a lot of stuff to read. But I'm taking my, you know, extra time for this game because there's a lot of, you know, real historical references and some, you know, based on things that, you know, someone wrote. It's not exactly real, it's, you know, that person wrote some fictional stuff, obviously, but it's still based on a real person's novel, you know what I mean? Like, it's somewhat rooted in history, somehow, in this game. Which is a little bit different from previous one. Only the time, I believe, is, you know, fixed in history. But this one, you know, a lot of references to Sherlock Holmes, you know, the Hound of Baskervilles, Letter in Scarlet, all those kind of things, you know, they are real books that was written by, you know, Sir Conan Arthur Doyle. Even, you know, the Steamboat, the Great Paris Fair, they all are events that did actually happen. Even the character itself, Natsume, right here, is a real person. It's a real person that once existed somewhere, did go to London, Cambridge, did find a lot of, you know, misfortune because, you know, Cambridge is very expensive to go because they are like Ivy League University even back in the day, so he kind of got somehow kicked out and went to London to study English literature again. All those kind of things are rooted in facts, right? Historical facts. You're starting to get annoyed with that Ken challenge? What is Ken challenge? Yes! What is Ken challenge? Well, Smash Ultimate? What is the Ken challenge? You want Tatsumaki? Sample is Jackie? My second appearances in the British courtroom and my second trial against the Reaper! I don't know whether Asogi though. I need to find some. I need to Google again. Asobi, right? Is that a real character? That puts me into question, simply because of Natsume. I mean, they could be real characters here, for that matters. I don't think Naruhodo is. Naruhodo is not. Stupid OBS. OBS rude, I know. Okay. So while OBS was down, I think Ryunosuke, none of them I can find on Google. It's real personalities from histories. I don't think they are. I mean, Sherlock Holmes is a fictional character, but he's quite a popular character too. To keep going that you're gonna punch a TV. I mean, if you want a new TV. Alright. So that definitely some, real personality here. Along with some, fake personality, but, from another series. Like, Sherlock Holmes from a really popular novel. You know what I mean? Okay, who are the juries now this time around? In the name of Her Majesty the Queen. I mean, that was still the Queen, right? 1890. Elizabeth I? I now call upon the counsel for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord. Why would they call the Queen though? The monarchy? Who was the monarch in the 1890s? Who was the monarchy? Now it's Charles III, Elizabeth II. Let's see. Why the Queen though? That would be a mistake, because Elizabeth would definitely be after. It would be George, right? Yeah, George. '26. So Elizabeth would be even later. 52 to 22. So 36 to 52 her. House of Windsor. It would be Edward. It would be Queen Victoria. That would make sense. Yeah, I should have known this though. Because of Canada, we have the Victoria Day in Canada, which is in reference to when the Queen Victoria gave us sort of like our independence in Canada. It was in the 1860s something. Right. I'm doing a lot of research. But this is my nerdy side coming out. 18 something. I could... Hey, seriously? $1867. So from 1867, that would be right in it. So from 1837 to 1901 was Victoria's reign. Right? Hold on, what is that? Yeah, so it's from that place, Queen Victoria. So it was to that we founded the Commonwealth of Canada in the 1867. So that would fall right into Queen Victoria's lead. That's why they are saying the Queen, because we have determined that it's roughly around the 1890s. The defense is ready, my lord. I mean, after that we have a king, only kings. Right, hold on. Yeah, so we only have kings up until Elizabeth. From 52 to 22. 1952 to 2022. We have like Edwards, George V, George VI. I mean, I'm the girl are the only one that, you know, get to rule for such a long time. So Victoria ruled from 1837 to 1901, which is a little bit, you know, more than 60 years. Whereas Edward is only, what, 9 years? George is like 26. And then we come to Elizabeth, which is like, you know, almost 70 years. Well, 70 years. I mean, only the girl. I mean, George III back in the day ruled for 59 years. But all the other ones are like, eh. 10 years, 12 years, 26 years. Victoria and Elizabeth had their rules for like more than 6 years. That's very, very long. Very, very long. Lord Stronghearts has told me all about you, that you are a student of Revive in London, but 2 days ago, a mere amateur. I still won against you. Take that, you stupid. Do you have a point? Being compatriot, you feel compelled to try to help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogant. Yeah, can you slap this then Zeke for me? Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description. After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent. Beginner's luck? Is that what you're gonna call? Very true, and a most fascinating, if dark trial it was too. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted and his unfortunate violent end. Yo, you're gonna rub it right to the wound. Yeah. Listen, I know you got burned a lot, you know, all of those things, but did you do it? Slap on the cheek. I mean, not the other cheek, like on the face. DL, we're not talking about those kind of slapping. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duty here in court as impartial members of the public? Let's go. You again, juror number 1. You never know when you might be down on your luck, but I believe in fair play for everyone. Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear. Oh well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fellow. What? Lady? You were the wife earlier. Yo. I'm afraid to say I think it's quite possible that mustache foreigners did the deed. Why are they calling to the jury someone who knows the defendant? That's not fair. Come on, what are we waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway. Yeah. I know you know that, you know, I meant the face. But what you were gonna do is something else, weren't you? And see, there is a great British silent island with rising power in the party. It's like Hughes in the dock today is a student from the same lane, a certain Mr. Soseki Natsume. And while our country has extended this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably the kindness has not been returned. In fact, the student is accused of a most sinister act. Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street. We know you. You were the one who was on the witness stand. You were shady too. You lie about crime. I mean, knife crime, I tell you from bitter experience, those are what the bloody oath they are. Because you were one of the... I mean, it wasn't solved though. Last case wasn't solved. That carriage case? He was sitting on the top of this carriage, right? I mean, at least he looks like it. Just look at the sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese, how dare you? Come on, let's get this over with me now. Everyone, 1, 2, 3. Guilty. Hey? Sorry? Didn't quite catch that? Pray forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hallowed chalice here in this very chamber. Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. Please do. Please do. Bailiff! The inspector. Alright, Inspector Gregson? With those, you know, fish and chips. Yes sir, Gregson, yes sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at the Scotland Yard. Would you please summarize the event for the case of the court? For the court, the victim is thought to be a young woman in the 20s in the name of Olive Green. Popeye's Olive? I beg your pardon? Thought to be? Yes, having been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious. That was 3 days ago now. She's been comatose ever since. They don't even know who she is for sure. I mean, don't they have like, you know, piece of identity with them? But her life is not in danger. I mean, she's in comatose. Fortunately for the Eastern student, charge will not be murdered. Pray, elaborate on the details, Inspector. Yes, sir. If I could ask everyone to look at the street map, okay? Around 5 in the afternoon, it happened on the pavement running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out of the blue, she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back. Luckily, the young lady's life was spared. She's currently being treated in one of the city hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far. Evidence, please. I need to see that. What of the weapon that was used, a knife? Sir! They will remove some victim's back. Oh, a swivel knife. Or a Swiss Army knife, if you would prefer. With a heavy blade like that, almost anybody would have been able to stab the poor woman. Even the scraggler-looking Soseki-san, I suppose. A common or garden jackknife. Thank you. The court accepts the blade as evidence. Money or valuable? From what we can tell by looking at the woman's possession, it seems like she's a poor student herself. Hard to imagine she would have had anything much worth pinching, my lord. Well, in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment towards the victim? I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting second-hand bookshop, the defendant, Mr. Nazumi, doesn't appear to get out much. At this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim. If death and grievance has been ruled out as motive, what reason could Mr. Natsume possibly have had for stabbing the young woman? Yet you arrested the man in spite of that in a totally unjustified, heavy-handed way!
Objection!
Stop throwing stuff in the courtroom! I mean, the janitor is gonna get mad. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery, but your word have soured and hollowed up bouquet. Well, it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here. What? Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution's call for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student. Let's do this. Let's all do this. Why did you arrest him? Let's go. As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred. There was an unusual light fog. Visibility was reasonably good and there was no one else about but the victim and the accused. I thought there were witnesses. The victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he just bought, he was on his way home from the bookshop. It was just a matter of working out who the book belongs to, and we found the blocker to arrest him. Sure. Based on old books, eh? Scenes of crime, taken immediately after the incident. Whoa. You're gonna see the book to which you are referring to. Bring us evidence, please. Thank you. Your Nipponese are spineless breed. Too cowardly to admit defeat? Yo, denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Get out! The young woman rendered unconscious following a stab wound on the back. Olive green, females, build early 20s, pavement of Briar Road. Reporting officer Rolly Beats. The victim remains unconscious. His name was clean from a personal effect. Other details are unknown. Apart from a single stab wound from the large knife, no other signs of injury were observed. The assailant was seen running away by the reporting officer. See, there was someone. And was successfully arrested. Why did he say there was no one, though? Inspector, are you lying about something? It's not pointy, it's missing a part. Just at the tip, a small piece of the die appears to be missing. You're right. Well spotted. I wonder what could have happened to it. You don't think it could still be lodged in the victim? Oh dear, I do hope not. That sounds terrible and painful. It will be very painful. Doesn't seem like there's anything else though, except for the tips that's missing. Interesting. Why is there no snow right next to her? What happened to it? Forgive me, Lord Van Zig, but the defendant is not denying everything I should put it. Do go on. Mr. Nassim admitted to playing some part in the incidents. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing green overcoat she was, just as I went to overtake her. She suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold hard slab of stone at my feet. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my leg could carry me back to my accursed lodging. A green overcoat? What the woman in the print is wearing? Oh my, a photographic print in full colors. What will the world come up with then? The defendant has done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. That does not mean that he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back. There was nobody else there at the time, just the two of them, the victim and the accused. In other words, there is nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman. The fact that the accused concedes, no I don't. There were witnesses. Please, let's go. It's our only chance, let's do this.
Hold it!
Unusual light fog. A light fog is a... See the opposite side of the street for once, not much farther though. Around these parts, yes, not something I expect a Japanese fellow like you. I mean, London is, it's still known as the city of fogs, right? But in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful, with fogs, beautiful appearances? Really? How quaint. Yes, well, it's not something as London one tend to romanticize, as I expect you can appreciate. I see. At this time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can even see your own hand at the end of your arm. The other day, I was very nearly trampled by a horse before I could see the carrier through the pulley. You definitely remember to stop, look, and listen. However, on the day that concerned her, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. A fact no doubt lamented by the accused.
Hold it!
There was no one else? Sour Patch meeting. Cannot speak for now. And when we hear their testimony, should it be necessary? No matter how light the fog may have been, no one could have seen. I mean, it's sour than it's sweet, but I still like it. I mean, you guys can read too! Well, here in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in the night by gas street. The prosecution believes there would have been ample lights by which to witness a crime. Such a big, declaration. For the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness. Have you conquered the darkness? Have you? Darkness of the soul? Which means we really need to hear those witness statements. If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination. Inspector.
Hold it!
I know the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. How come a single stab wound from no other side? Stab wound to the back. It isn't. And yeah, you said this woman, Miss Green, remains in a critical condition, comatose known as? Why is that? She's been treated at the bars. Ooh. Ooh. Sour. Ugh. I was hopeful that she'd come around. My cheek is so sour. Before the trial started so I could take a statement, but it wasn't today. That is indeed a pity. It would have been the most illuminating to hear the victim's own account of events. Luck is on your client's side, Sin. What? My client has been exceedingly unlucky. Your force of tongue is seriously undermined by those disturbing white eyes. I'm afraid even he is noticing white eyes.
Hold it!
The 3 books on the floor. 3. Irreparably damaged after falling in the snow. His other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example. But why would he do that? It's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume has his hand full with his book. He's managed to close the one avenue of escape we might have had before we even knew it was there. I mean, otherwise he wouldn't have failed. Those being a number of old books he just bought, he was on his way home from a bookshop, it seemed.
Hold it!
How many books did he buy? It is 3 books. The picture of Monsieur Lecoq, a meal for Gaborio, Canterbury names. Are they real books? Was stacked floor to ceiling with those musty old books. How dare you? Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector? Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, okay? What information? Oh, so that's the Bourbon bookstore. The closest second-hand bookshop to the accused lodging is this place here, Bourbon Books. Is it Bourbon? Yours book. So it's not Bourbon. As it happens, the accused is currently living and lodging on the other side of Briar Hall at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home. But he did not go to Bourbon. think that's what the inspector just told us. It turned out to be of vital importance. Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? I believe it may be of vital importance. Well, you know, I mean, yes, it could be a very important clue. It is very important. Revise your testimony accordingly. Could the men be any more sardonic? Okay.
Objection!
It's not Bourbon though, he went to yours. This is a receipt that we found in Mr. Natsume's room. It was issued on the day of the incident and detailed the purchase of 3 second-hand boats. And you found that in the accused room, did you? Yeah. But the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it. This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Yours. Book. Your? I presume? Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsume did indeed purchase a number of books at the second-hand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon books. Eh? What? Your books is another second-hand book not far from the Bourbon books, which is, it's just that it's such a small place I didn't think the accused would have known about.
Objection!
But in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. Where is it? This receipt proves it.
Objection!
Yes, for what difference it makes. However, the man purchased this musty tome, it makes no difference in final analysis. I mean, it would make a difference in the way he goes back home, right? If the defendant has been returning from football, he would have crossed like that, yes. However, if we take into account the fact that it was actually another of your books, it may very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all. It really depends on where this other bookshop is, but I do declare it may be a possibility. Is that right, Mr. Lawyer said, sir? Or you just said absolutely could be right. So tell me, where is it? Where's the your? Where is this Yours book establishment? Well, obviously we'll look into that. It turns out that Yours book is on the same side? Oh. He would still be crossing it, but there's 2 ways for him to go. My learned Nipponese friend is obviously training to be a clown! Yo, rude. The way he regals us with such a witticism. To your future career in the circus! You put that glass down, now I'll put it out for you. Lady is feisty. Didn't think I needed to spell it up, but here we go. If the accused was coming home from Yours instead of before, it doesn't change much. What did he pass from the other side? He could have passed from a calabash road. It might be a little bit longer, but I don't know. From a learn if someone's slow Nipponese friend. Don't break glasses in a courtroom. Especially in such a, you know, it seems like a really, you know, well-made establishment. Wherever the man purchased this must makes no difference in the final analysis. Oh no! Azasu, you can't fool me, and I don't suggest you try. What did I say? I've had enough of this now. Beg your pardon? Terribly sorry, but would you mind repeating that? If the prosecution assertion is correct, the member of the jury may very well decide that Western assuming. Yo, based on that, must think. What do I do? What do I do? Should I raise an objection? Do I have what it takes to raise the objections? I don't think I have what it takes to raise an objection, though. Yeah, I don't think I have anything to raise an objection. So, what do I have here that I can use to raise an objection? I don't think I can raise anything here. But so I need to raise an objection.
Objection!
Based on what? The assertions just made by the prosecutor are fundamentally flawed.
Hold it!
How flawed? Inexcusable tardiness. Objection. Oh, gonna remove me? So I need to raise an objection. And it did remove me of my one little. Okay, let's raise the objection.
Objection!
Looking back to a cloud's full is a full errand, of course. However, I'm going to point out that the route is what is commonly referred as the long way round. Why? On a cold winter night, why would any man choose to take a longer route? He wouldn't. In other words, the accused took the obvious route, but why is it the longer?
Objection!
I've already informed the court of the case because he claimed he has no recollection. What? From A to B, That day was no exception. He said he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home. What? How do you not remember which way you went home? How? Is completely convinced on what? To present your finding to the court.
Guilty!
Guilty.
What?
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty!
Already? Oh, now I'm gonna have to appeal to the jury again? Yo. This court system is so flawed again. How? Imagine we're not even going to the court of evidence and stuff. Only the jury mentioning guilty, you're guilty. And simply because they did not like the answer to something that is totally irrelevant to the action itself. Imagine. Unbelievable. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury. I have to tip the balance of those scales the other way. I have to turn this around. I'm not yet willing to give up and die. Nope. I did it last time. I'm gonna sway you intend to rule your right again in this trial? Right to the of the defense written into antiquated British law that should have been very long ago. Call it antiquated if you will, but it's the defense prerogative to carry out a summation examination if it so chooses. We shall proceed with a summation examination. Ready, Mr. Foreman? Alright, so Foreman, it's not the name of the one, but he does look like the witness from previous case though. It's not called Foreman, right? I don't remember the previous case. I'm not too familiar with the whippersnapper and his uncle's refusal to throw in his alley. Very well then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what ground you have determined the defendant to be guilty. Let's go. The juror's contention. For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he? If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eye, why it can only have been the victim, the man wouldn't have gone around the house on his way back from the bookshop, not Winter. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful. I really don't care, can we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing. A lot of juries do have that. Yours book, yes, nice shot. That, but for porn books? No, not worth a visit. With only minor exception, the reason for finding the defendant's guitar are all truthfully— What? The only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself, I mean the grandpa is not even saying anything relevant. Admitted to seeing the victim in the green overcoat sinking to the floor before it. I could have seen it from before him, not from the back too. That would make a difference. If he took the other route, well, depending on where the lady is walking down to, but I mean, if he saw it from the front, then he's gonna stab it from the back, right? Well, I've heard from the inspector that the defendant then fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample ground to convict this man already. Oh shit. Even the jurors have been convinced that Mr. Nasum is guilty now. Why did they have to run away like that? And how are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that nobody could see? This is impossible. How can I possibly make a case for the defense? This is no time for grumbling. If we want to force the trial to continue... Yes, I know. I have to turn the tide. Let's go. Change their mind. 4 of them. Yes. Let's forge forward! Let's go. Let's try this. Let's try on this. Boing. Jury's examination. We don't do that.
Hold it!
So he was in the witness stand himself 2 days ago. How is he a juror? Yes, he was a banker. There was almost until you started fossicking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute. So why is he foreman? Why? Don't think I forgot how you treated me the other day. You had me and a young hatter pegged as criminals. Water under the bridge! Now there's all sort of rumor buzzing around and the police have been badgering me non-stop. How can he be a juror when you have police badgering him? Come on! How is he a juror here? He hates me already. Why? Well, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. And free to make up my own mind about who's guilty or who isn't. I struggle to change this man's mind, given the awkward history. Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now. How is he, immediately a juror? If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why it can only have been his?
Hold it!
Why? You're right that at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him. Ahead of him. Clearly that someone wearing green was a victim, and clearly that funny little Japanese man with a disturbing mustache is the culprit. Are we so certain? But let us not forget, madame, the defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman. Why, of course he does. If he admits of stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward, honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eye. But if that's a lie as you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible? I couldn't say that after all, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through your funny little mind? Excuse me? I could tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it. I do declare the man has already made the admission. He himself has stated that there was nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious, right? No one else could possibly have committed this. All for Greg! If no one else could have done it, the accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple. Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit. Oh my, you are too kind, my lord. That went well for her. The man wouldn't have gone around the house on his way back from the bookshop. Why? But you can deny there are other routes Mr. could have taken back from your shop. Yours. Like you drew on the magazine, what was it? Calabash Road or something? But it seems to me that what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way. And at that one, there's no proof that shows he did. He's there. And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does it? Well, yes. Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you want to get home as quickly as possible. Why is all this true? So really, the only thing that makes sense is when at home along Briar. I've given it a lot of thoughts, you know, I just didn't make up my mind on a whim that it did. I mean, if there was something logical why he might have gone to Calabash right away, but I'd be happy to consider my position in that case, honestly, I would. Is there a reason though? I did not find any reason in the evidence. Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this man of your rebellion. For the poor are dreadful. Young man, you are wife of Mr. Gary Depps. I'm the maid, you understand. She's keeping up that charade. Ugh, this is going to be awkward. Why did you mention this yesterday? That you'll be selected for the jury in this trial. I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial. It was in the letter I received, the instructions were very clear, so I'm afraid I had no choice. Takes logic in your master's house, doesn't it? Although he's only been a little over a week now. And in that time, you surely must have taken stock of his character. But the character would commit a crime such as this? Oh my goodness me, yes, he just the sword? What? Yo. Spending all his time in that dark dingy room sporting that unscrupulous mustache? The man never speaks, and don't get me starting on those shifty eyes, all the neighbors are talking about him. I've heard them, you know, people think he must be building a bomb in there. With all those books. How could people say such a thing about him? He's just harmless bookworm, nothing more. You just call him a worm. So, anyway, I'll better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She's said enough damning things already. I really don't care. Can we just wrap this up? What do you mean you don't care? A man's life is on the line here, sir, and this will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever. Me now, son, my life's on the line too, and so is my family. Ah. The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can afford to take times off. Aren't you paid? I mean, technically it wouldn't be that good of a pay, even, you know, today's standard. I feel like they pay you... If you have a relatively decent job, I think it's definitely more. But I'm not sure. So I might be saying whatever. If I don't work, I don't neither do the keep wives and kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. I go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late, the work's taken. It's tough. This time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left, right, and center. They have to chap labors to get the road dug up to fix his hard slot. This is what I might need. If there is something broken on the road up there on Briar, or the other route, which is this one, right? Near Shom Street. Well, then we might have a talk. So, you were out digging a road on the day of the incident as well, were you? That's right. Yeah, tell me what, it was just around the corner from where it all happened. By that old bush. Mishom Street. I need you to add him. Thank you. Can I press against him? If they were travels, if they were work, not travels, if they were work down that street, he might have taken the other route.
Objection!
Consider the implication of what's been said on our map, so there were some words. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited the Yours book to purchase a number of second-hand books. And on the same day, we now know there were work being carried out on Michon Street, making it impassable. Which means that the defendant Rouse's home could not have taken him along Michon Street and down Briar Road. You can argue with that, really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards or more of pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way. Yo, this is like the most coincidental thing ever. If one of the jurors was actually working, if he was not there, none of the workers working there, then there's absolutely nothing we could have done. We have lost the case, but talking about, unlucky and being lucky at the same time. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodging. I suppose that must be right, Kane. The man wouldn't have gone around the house on his way back from the bookshop, but we see now that he had no other choice. Sir, if I may, I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. Retract! I'd like to see the trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happens. What about you, sir? Who, me? Well, alright then, if there's a hole in the prosecution argument, it should be filled in, that's what I say. Wait. Alright. We still need 2 more, though. We're strengthening our position somewhat. Their current leanings are really right or not. But we need 2 more. I'll be able to tip the balance completely. That's what we have to prevent by whatever means we have at our disposal. Let's not say anything, you're not allowed to say anything anyway. What do you mean by not worth visiting? Sorry, fold it, you say. Hold it, not fold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit yours books often? I like the old books they have in there, yes, I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine, you see, same thing every day. Including the day you're all talking about, so you were there too. They were all there. I was picking up books in their afternoon, and it would have been just before 5 that I left. That's my daily routine, you see, same thing every day. Including the day you're talking about, okay? Just before 5 you say. Are you sure about the time? No mistake there, I remember it well. But I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry, not after the dreadful time I had. What do you mean? Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and dunked my head. It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up. This happened on Calabash Road? I live in Cornpike. You see, heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from yours. I must insist that you add that information to your formal statement, even we're very well extremely significant. Extremely sick? I'm quite right now! No finishing blow now. So words will have to suffice for now. Oh, okay.
Objection!
It may have been the old man. Those two statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. What are you talking about? Well, juror number 2, juror number 6. There's at least one fact of which you can be sure here. The bookshop received funding the defendants from clearly indicate that on that day of the attack he had been on yours book and purchased a number of second-hand items. He then returned home on foot. But the man said he had no recollection of his first journey. That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed in the pavement before his eyes. Yes, well aware of all this, the poor young woman who was stabbed obviously.
Objection!
It could have been the old man. Can we really be sure of that, madam? Fine. I'm sure you heard the juror number 6 account of what happened to him that day? That same afternoon, there was somebody else fell apart. Was wearing a green overcoat and fell over on the icy street in the neighborhood. My goodness, you mean... That's right, I'm referring to, of course, juror number 6! The too hard of hearing juror number 6! Are you seriously suggesting that the person in the green overcoat who the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes was a juror, a jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today? It's possible. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim. My goodness me! Eh? You need a pee? Crucially, we know precisely whether old man in the green overcoat fell on Calabash Road. Therefore, if the person who Mr. Man saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodging. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home. Where are we heading with this? He did not pass over that road. But then he ran away? Didn't it say he saw someone get stabbed? Why is he running away then? Why would you really wear such a befuddling coat? What did you just say to me? Is it a crime for elderly to walk the street these days? Is it a crime to slip over on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest style or wear a beautiful green overcoat? Is it? Oh shit. My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but you'd like to change your leaning, I presume? I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty. I would too. What? Is it a crime to change your mind? Is it? Now the grandpa is just mad. Like, whatever, I don't care. Not guilty. These are always like the worst juror ever. Where do they even pick these people? The A's 2, the nose, the 4, so the nose have it, not guilty, they say, which means we no longer have a consensus among the member of jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
How can you object? Object to what? Stop breaking glasses. Raising an objection, only to crush it in disgust. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Z, I must retract my earlier remark. What do you mean? The mistaken crediting a digital with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by Eastern entertainer. Yo, stop calling me names. Whatever do you mean? I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I said is the truth. Forward juror member 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claimed. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you had to excavate. Took me the whole day and they paid me a measly tuppence for it. Now my learned Japanese friend, tell me, do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yard represents? 2 yard is a little less than 2 meters. A distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. Why would he vault it? Ever decided to prefer the pedestrian for passing the site of your work? What a waste of time. No coaches would have had a vote for passing anyway. They would just turn any gentlefolk back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time. The accused is no gentleman as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could have spring over the 2 yard trench in his meandering around town. No. The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back, Mr. Nam walked down Briar. Coleman? He said that around 5 o'clock on the day in question he slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious looking Nipponese behind you at the time? He doesn't know. You can say he remembers. How about wager, my learned friend? You said it was this omen that the accused saw, but I will lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. Well, neither can you though. How can you prove he jumped over the gap? Why, did you not proffer it up during the summation examination? I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he had no doubt came from. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. But my hospitality has its limit and they have been breached, I feel. Oh, now he's throwing his, his cape. Today's sightseeing tour of London is now over. Now, what are you talking about, indeed? My lord, bring in the next witness. The prosecutor with permission to call to its next witness. That's what we want. Bring in the next witness. We want the witness. The police. The officer. Whoever it is. No matter what they say, I believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent. I'll keep believing to the very end until the battle is over. Okay. Do you believe in love after love? What? That officer does not look like he's very much alert. It Could be the girl who killed him. Constable Rolly beat Sam. Nothing to report on the street, Sam. Patricia! I miss a beat. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young town's hero's wife. Ali, is that you? That one of your alter ego again? Or DLs? Well, in truth, we've not been married long, but we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day. It was your husband I was asking, he seemed tired. Hardly surprising. It totally looks like you, with those, blonde locks. I'm sure I heard that before. Oh, no. Indeed, apart from rare days off, our gallant officers drive some 20 miles a day. That's a long patrol. On foot. Collect taxes, survey the street, check that meters are reading true, and they're responsible for keeping the street clean and lighting and extinguishing our street. There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policy duties at all. I will just fall asleep on my feet. I have collapsed long enough. But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. And even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crime with routine. Thank God we're no longer doing that. I mean, they usually do, but still, it's not expected. Well, I guess it's kind of expected. What am I saying? It's kind of expected too, even off duty. On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Eats? Isn't it, Rolly? He's sleeping. Constable Rolly beats Sad, nothing to report on the street, Sad. What a great witness is going to be. Great. Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimony now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw in the afternoon of the incident. Yasha! Sa yasha! Yo, that poor officer. What the witness? Yeah. It was our wedding anniversary. Rolly was taking me out for a meal and there was no time to change after work. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of us saw that one of them just collapsed and the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at the nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dark. Rolly and I both saw him as clear as day. I mean, at first hand, it seems a very, very solid testimony. Short, but solid. Claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsumi at the scene. If the testimony is true, the alternative course of event that you established in the summation examination was quashed. His death kneels, in fact, because that alternative was never viable in the first place. I mean, I do think he was on the scene, but it's from which point? Was it from behind or was it from the back? But I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that. Really? Gosh, the life of a London Bobby sounds very hard. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon. The witness saw the face of the man saw the face, really. Their testimony on the oath that it was without doubt the accused Mr. Soseki Natsume. One of these witnesses is a policeman, no less, so you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure. Except that the man's so tired his wife has to do all the talking. Counsel for the defense commands the cross-examination, please. Yes, my lord. Alright, I'm gonna have to press quite a bit for new information. Where were you going for the meal? Are you also a member of the police, Miss B? Well, sadly not. It's for strapping young men. What? Strapping young men only? Ali, what kind of job are you doing? Strapping young men? What? Ali! What is this? I think you can probably see what children and the elderly can do the job. Strapping young men. I think will look ever so handsome in his uniform. It suits you down to the ground, doesn't it, darling? What? Ah, I just finished my beat. Pat and I were heading back to the station and I was actually planning on getting changed there. Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy? Oh no, Rolly, I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes. Oh dear, that doesn't seem healthy. So, someone has a uniform fetish. Kindly adhere to the point you were going for a meal after you have finished your beats for the day, correct? That's right, sir. Yes, sir. Although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending a whole day on my feet. But policing is my life. As long as I'm the proud owner of this, I'll serve my city and my queen to the end. Is that the badge? I'm wearing color. Prove that I'm a London copper. It has the noble founding principle of the force written on it as a reminder to all of us policemen of our sworn duty to patrol the street of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir, and for such a noble cause I covered 20 miles every single day without fail and without a grumble. Because I know that the plodding of my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure. Ay. Fighting crime doesn't appear to come onto it. But sir, just on one particular I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Miss Beats puts up with a lot of being married to a Bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. Oh wow. Look at those eyes, sparkly eyes. Lovebird. Oh my. Ew, gross. What a charming couple. I think a little over the top perhaps, maybe. Anyway, two silhouettes appear out of the fucking pavement. Run.
Hold it!
Run. That's right, they were coming towards us, walking up Briar Road in the office. Brownie thin looking man. Yes, unfortunately it does. And you're certain that at that time there was nobody else nearby? It was dark, but there are street lights on Briar Road, you see. There was light fog on the ground, but Briar Road is dead straight, and you see fairly long way down the pavement. And there's the street lighting as well. I didn't see any other pedestrians. Well, firstly, take a firm hold your answer, please, Mr. Bean. Are you quite sure of what you just said? As a copper who spent all days, every day, keeping watch on the street, I swear to it. Sir, I'm as sure as my love for Patricia is. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. Oh my god. It's starting to seem like that must be how it really happened. There's nowhere to run. Well, that didn't stop Mr. Natsume here. He fled the scene all too convincingly. Or one of them just collapsed in the toilet. And then the other scatters something before.
Hold it!
What is that skill? I realized that it was in wind. What was it? Oh yes, that's right. It was some old. Ah, sir, the governor dropped a number of them, all around where the victim lay on the pavement. A steady picture in this photographic print. Hey? That rotten Japanese did that when he did the deed.
Hold it!
Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker, right? But we saw him, he was the man in the dark without question. You didn't start seeing plant the knife, the mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the tough mouth, the snub nose. Everything. What? Any more insult you want to throw in? He looked down at that poor defenseless woman with those terrifying, intense eyes and then suddenly threw his book off the pavement and ran away. They seem as though they are telling the truth. Comes up from his eyes, so why? Now please continue. Yes, sir! He ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at nearby police cars. Who went to fetch for help? No, I went. I may not be a police officer, but I'm a proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling? Oh, what? Oh, yes, that's right. I asked Miss weeks ago. I was off duty by that point. But a Bobby's never truly off duty, of course, so I felt obliged to stay and guard the scene. Very laudable, Mr. B. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance. That's why I sent Patricia. You see, I told her where to find the right police box. The right police box. Depending on the crime, was to see as to who deals with it. Where the woman was stabbed was actually on my part. So I told Patricia the way to the police box for the beat the incident fell under so she could go and report it. I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from the Bobby on duty. There's nothing more potent than a couple of young couples in love working together, you know. Thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The action of two model citizens. Yes, sir. What Patricia says, sir? Let's move on, shall we? As clear as day.
Hold it!
I don't know where to attack here, but surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face with the light and gas stream which we absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, may I have to know. The light from the street lamp was more than enough, and my husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he? Uh-huh. We're famous for it across the globe, I believe, but it's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it. When you think you can even see the hand at the end of your arm. Stop shaking your husband. The constant fog makes our eye very sharp, you see. That's why we can tell you for sure. Asserted that it was the little Japanese man we saw. Can we? What? Ah, yes. It was the accused and no mistake. The mustache, the hunchback, and the cat-like eyes, the top mouth, and the snub nose. Unmistakable, sir. There can't be any question. It was so sick inside that he saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it, is it? That's the entire testimony? Well, I hate to admit, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. Speed saw what they saw. Running away from the scene of Briar Road that day. Yes, I feel the same. So if that's true, where does it leave us? Member of the jury has shown to call for a guilty plea after this testimony. Oh no. If Kazuma-san were here, I think he would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony. What do you mean? But if you could, some other part of this movie appear to contradict the fact. Is there a contradiction somewhere? Focus on finding discrepancy in the statement somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may be reach an early and unfavorable conclusion. Did I miss something? This is the part where it's getting hard, like, you know, case 4 and case 5. Usually, within a game in Ace Attorney, there's usually like 5-6 cases. The 4th one and 5th one is definitely harder. Sometimes it's like tiny little things that you don't see, or it's not like an exact opposition. Wow, you keep asking us all this question about everything we've told you. But it seems like you don't believe our testimony, is that right, is it? Well, out with it! What? No! No, it's really not that at all. I know what I saw, I remember every last detail, everything, like, oh I know. What about the books the men draw? You really can afford to tell, you know, for the first 3 cases, usually it's like, you know, really, well, relatively easy. And then once, you know, you go into the 4th case, there's like really some obscure little details with wordings changes. But now she's talking about the book, so I could find a contradiction right here. It's quite obvious. Go ahead. Tell me the books now. No. Go ahead, tell me. Oh, this one's face down. Supplement your testimony, but might that appease you? Go ahead. I mean, we want the witness to say more. The 4 books?
Hold it!
The 4 books? There were 3 books though, right? Ever so hard, don't you, my darling? There was 3 books, not 4. The picture of Monsieur Somebody, what is it yearning? The picture of Monsieur Lecoq, what is it yearning? A meal for Gaborio in Canterbury yearning. Canterbury yearning? And then there was a meal for someone. The Tin Gummy something? It's missing the tin gummy. What does that mean though? Anyone who upset will have to be... Why do you have a gun in the courtroom? Officer, lay down your gun. I already know. I need to go back there. The question is, What do I present? The picture? Do I present the picture? 1, 2, 3 books. Or do I present this?
Objection!
I will present the receipt. Let's say that it were 4 bucks. The picture of Monsieur Lecoq, something at a Canterbury wedding, a meal for someone, something. A thing gummy something. But there's a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours. Oh no, what flaw? Simply that at the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4. What? This is a receipt from bookshop when the defendant bought his book. Yes, and it details Mrs. Dyson purchased that day, but as you can see, only 3 books are listed. But no, that can be. I remember seeing them. I tell you, 4 dirty old book. What if the book belongs to the victim? No. Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly see from this evidence as well, there are only 3 books. But I just don't believe it. I saw them, I swear it, I saw them. The power of observation cannot be relied on. She's mad, Patricia is mad. And though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well have been mistaken. No! Oh well, Ali say no!
Objection!
Objection! Explain the evidence! That it is your power of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nipponese friend. What cannot be denied is that those 2 witnesses saw the accused running from the scene. A fact that you know very well you have no hope of disproving. He ran away from the scene, he so much admitted himself. To avert attention from that by dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. What would that be fair? He sees right through me. But you plan someone to recoil against you. It's quite simple, let me explain with a toast. To the policeman's wife, her entirely accurate testimony in every respect. You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene of Briar Row, a total of 4 books were most definitely found. It only shows 3 books. But right, only 3 can be seen in that print. You have another print? Why are you withholding? The Lion's Pride? It's still not the gummy thing, she was saying. The photo was hidden from the view in the original print by the victim. Why are you holding it? Withholding it from me? But the Lion's Pride, that's not the book. That's the book from the officer though, the retired veteran. The picture of Monsieur Somebody, that's good. The picture of Monsieur Lecoq. What's it yearning? Canterbury's yearning. A meal for Gaborio. What about the 4th one? No, the 4th one. Say the 4th one. No, the 4th one. Say the 4th one. Why are you stopping her from saying the 4th book? Hello Slayer. Happy New Year to you. It belongs to the big... No, it does not! It was an overlook by the investigating officer of the Scotland Yard. I have it here evidence. No, it's not. No. This is not... No. That's not what she said for the name of the fourth book, Ali. She wrong. What if there's a fifth book? What is it? She's not wrong about the 3 book, but she's saying the wrong name for the 4th book? And this book, The Lion's Pride, belongs to the old man veteran earlier. You haven't watched my channel in a year? Alright, let me keep. I need to pee. Give me a second. Be right back, guys. What do you want, Tiger? Boys. I just want to eat. You have to scare me? Oh, you do that little stretch. You do stretch. What is a stretch? Just want to swing by? What? What? Oh, stinky. You're stinky. Tiger, you're stinky? You're stinky! Stinky! You're stinky! You went poo-poo! And the attempt discrediting the witness power of recollection in your examination. Futile? I walked right into this, didn't I? Did I change color? Ooh, me? Did I change color? It's the lighting, I guess. Very bad. So perhaps, ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their position. All too apparent already. You have heard all of the witnesses and seen all the evidence. I mean the cat? I mean his problem, lady. He is still brown. I want to ask for the 4th ball. If I back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make matter.
Objection!
My learned friend, it's over. I haven't finished my cross-examination. There is though. What is this? I want to ask. Mr. L must be lawless holes in it, yo. You have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this. Oh. Lonely? I am too, but Shane's still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you will have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinion invaluable. One of this land's great guiding principle is tolerance, so the court will hear you, madame. Go ahead, Miss Susato, please. Oh, the girl is gonna... Alright, my assistant. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further? The fourth book! Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished. See? See? That's the book that has been badly burned. It was the Baron's book, not his book. Not her book. See? I knew it was the other books. It's telling me that it is a book, but it's not her book. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination? It does. It's not her book though. The judge is sure to ask the member of the jury announced there, you learn, leading in a moment. He is sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is why. I did already, I think. Miss Sato. You stinky! What are you doing? Where are you going? You wanna go there? You wanna sit there? Sit there. Sit next to me. Just don't show me your butt! You want some booty stuff.
Take that!
The fourth book found the victim's
Objection!
hand. We have already discussed the fourth book at length, other than it being the victim's grab at the time of the incident. You not finding the significance does not mean I cannot. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know. It does though.
Got it!
Good gracious! It's burned to a crisp! Why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It's an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing. Indeed it was.
Objection!
Notify some via veil clue as to what happened that day. Pray. A charred book. Alright. good boy. It's the owner, it belongs to someone else. However, as to the question of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has very credible answers. Very well, I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember, the member of the jury will never burn you if your little gamble goes on. Will the bonnet keep getting beat up? He's not an escort, he's a policeman! They are called bobbies! He's not an escort!
Take that!
He wasn't sure, they did say it's policeman. The answer is that the book belongs to the couple who own the house where the defendant has his logging. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Gary Debs, the landlords, and whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know. But of all the people in London, one of the six chosen to the jury's duty in this courtroom today is none other than Miss Gary Depp herself! Oh my goodness, me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. Gary Depp's maid. I'm his maid. This would be so much easier if we would just stop the pretense. Alright then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Gary Depp's house? I would never presume to know all the book he keeps, sir.
Objection!
This is outlandishly behavior. This woman is the accused landlady, you said? You implicate this hardworking member of the public to besmirch? Hey, hello? What? Okay. You wanna go out? You wanna go out? Or you just wanna lick yourself? Don't kick me. What is this? What is this? Don't kick me. What's with all the claws and stuff? Don't kick me. You're gonna have to cut your claws here, right? You're gonna have to make an appointment to cut your claws here. Go. Go. Your actions are unforgivable. This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below. Wanna go down? Down. Down. Come on, down. Tiger. Out. Out. Another incident was taking place in the room on top of Mr. and Mrs. Gary Depp's house. He does not have a shred about, you know, the couple's hidings. He's like, oh, the maid is not a maid. It's a Mrs. Gary Depp's. A fire happened. Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye. The whole place filled with smoke, couldn't see a ball of thing. It didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The body's furniture started going up the smoke. Words of it is, I lost my favorite, the book called The Lion's Pride. The Lion's Pride? Oh dear me. All you've told the court is that the book by the same name was involved in a fire, in which case it would be reasonable to assume that it was burned to ashes. and they're entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the crime scene. Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of fire was marital discord. Without going into the Mrs. Garrett was considerably enraged. Apparently, she continued to attack Mr. Garrett even amid the flame. Oh, how awful! I can even be so horrid to one of you love. Can you roll me? Absolutely not, Sam. My Patricia would never raise a finger against me. Okay. I know my favorite old novel in that case, but as soon as the fire got a hold of them, that was it. Whoosh! Up in smoke. Then the wife started hurling things at me. All the books. Under heavy enemy fire, incendiary books incoming tens to thousands. And burning books thrown at him. Good graciousness, are you suggesting that the book was thrown to a window and landed coincidentally at the scenes of crime? A thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening of the incident. There was no report of Gary Rath's window panel being broken. That's quite true. We also saw no sign of brokenness when we visited Gary Rath's household. But is it not conceivable the window was open at the time? Not even remotely. Let us not forget the season and chilling weather that accompanies it. But if there was a fire, there's smoke inside he needs to evacuate. Yes, it does. I do. I just said there was a fire. I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you little foreign trickster. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward. A mean coward. Really? I'm merely posing as a maid. For appearance sake, how could you? All you've done is sully our family's name. Dragging up an upstanding citizen then through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense. I should box you or ear, that's what I should do, it's utterly unforgivable. Too right, here we go. How long have I sat here now listening to this Nipponese spouting about his fancy foreign theories? But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could have possibly stopped the victim. Are we talking about a knife being thrown out of the window and landed on her? Makes sense to me. Sorry? What's that? Well, it would appear that the lady and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord Van Zeke? In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings, but then one must exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage. If the book are your predilection, my learned friend, study them on your own time. Why are you putting your foot on the table, fool? No, forgive the discordancy this time.
Guilty!
Oh.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Oh gosh, not again! Not again! Can I do it again? Don't give up. Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet. Again? Summation examination at this point, you can still convince the juror to change their mind. don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth! As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. Alright, let's go. Uh, 4:37. Should I start the next one? Gosh, I can go on and I can stop anytime I want. Okay. And I have determined that the court must uphold the defense's judicial right to this procedure. So, Counsel, you will now proceed with your second summation examination. I presume the jury is ready, Mr. Foreman. Why are you called Mr. Foreman now? I thought it was fair for you. The ground on which you find the defendant guilty of charge. The accused left behind evidence of the scene delineate those 3 books of his. If there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider. Even if the woman was thrown with books, it can be related to this crime if the window was closed, can it? Dear me, it was only a little book, hardly life-threatening even with a direct hit. I just want to get this over with. If I don't bring home some haze tonight, I'll be tiny bits on you. Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago. It gave me a sneeze. Why did it give you a sneeze? Because you opened the window to evacuate the smoke. Was unable to find fault in the previous witness testimony. So the court must accept the fact that it was indeed accused seen fleeing from the scene, and moreover... Stop throwing stuff! No one else was even at the scene when the crime was being committed. What if the knife was thrown? Who stabbed the woman and how? I have to pin it on the lady then. If she was really throwing stuff, was there a knife somewhere that was being thrown? Going to juror number 4, the May, or should I say Miss Garrett? We have to... Was the knife thrown all the way there? By the lady? Is that what we're trying to do? Now I have to keep an eye on Miss Garrett too, on the reaction. I wanna go to the 6.
Hold it!
You have to speak up, lad. Could you tell us more about that fire? It was last winter. My grandchildren baked me a lovely cake on my birthday. It has 75 candles on it. Wow, 75. You put candles on a cake? Was it some kind of devil worship? Of course not, it was an angel cake to celebrate my birthday. Seems that is common custom, really. They don't have that in Japan? Putting candles on birthday, really? The flame didn't go out, the candle went flying all over the room. The furniture caught and everything went out. The whole place was filled with smoke. And by the sneeze, I presume you mean a cold. But how did you catch a cold from a fire? What a fiasco. The grandchildren blast them through water over me and they tried to put out the flame. And then, because the whole room must be filled up with smoke, of course, we had to open the window to clear it. There you go. I caught a terrible cold for man that put me in hospital for a while. I won't forget that birthday in a hurry. Yes. He's not adding anything.
Hold it!
The window can be opened. I mean, I open my window during winter time too, what's wrong with you? Even, you know, with me, like this. Child is bickering. Oh, okay. Not again! Almost 5 into this dropping game. What is going on? Yo, Obi. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Game, what is going on? Can I not finish in like 15 minutes still? Hold on! OBS, stay for the 15 minutes, whatever. What is wrong with this game? It's cursed, this game is cursed. Okay, let's finish with this, you know, thing. I mean, obviously, if the room was filled with smoke from a fire, then you'd be mad not to open the window. But it was filled with fire! I told you already. There was a fire in the Garrett Depp's household. Am I back, guys? Am I back? I think I'm back. It probably is cursed. I'm telling you it's cursed. Mr. Garrett Depp had the following to say about it. The whole place filled with smoke. Oh, my hat! Something to say, lady? Do you have something to say about that? No case solving. I'm not gonna solve it, I'm just gonna, you know, sway their opinion elsewhere so that the trial can continue. Probably won't be able to solve it tonight. I feel like I still have an hour, a little bit more than that for this case, at least. So I want to finish at least this part of swaying back to the trial instead of jury. What is the meaning? How do you imply I'm having who I am? It's imperative that you confirm something for the court, so please, it's time to drop the pretense now. What is it? When the fire started in your house that day, did you or your husband open the window? What, I beg your pardon? What are you insinuating? The room would have been thick with smoke after the carpet and bookcase caught fire as they did. In a situation like that, it's inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened the door. The window, not door. And what if we did? Oh, alright then, yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window. See? I told you the window was open. Which can have been easy since I continued to give him a justly deserved book bag. What is book bag? Even though your house was on fire? Oh, you never stop throwing until the anger subsides. It would be terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise. Yo, Ali. Is that true? If you stop throwing stuff, you're gonna continue throwing stuff until, you know, your rage ends. Is that how it works? Of course, that's what I realized. That's a significant step forward, Mr. Naru. You managed to establish the window was open. We simply must have that added to Miss Garrigan's formal statement. Now you mention it, yes, the window was open at the time. I clean forgotten, but it's true. I need to press you too.
Hold it!
How can you sit there and say something like that? A man's future is at stake here. Well, him and me both then, like I said before. What? I told you I'm a day laborer. And if I don't bring home some readies with me tonight, you'll find me floating face down the Thames tomorrow morning. Oh shit. You heard me, my missus isn't one to mess about, you know, she can be fierce. Oh yo, all the ladies in this game is beating their mans. Even this burly man over here, who has a big beard, would not be able to defend themselves against a missus. This is so scary. Oh yeah. A situation like this cropped up the other day. It was, well, you know, it's funny, but I can quite remember. You got... Yo! You got sent into a coma. It was too frightening, that's the thing. I must have blocked it out. I wonder if Miss B will ever drag into the day by this cards. Don't even go there, Mr. Sato. There must be some way to jog his memory about this. Oh, I don't want you.
Hold it!
Despite what you may think of me, I'm very modern, metropolitan, and rational women. So why read them in the first place? You see, modern, metropolitan, and rational thinking, what did you say? But not at all extreme, and I see it, an overwhelmingly suspicious Japanese man has been implicated by overwhelmingly strong testimony. Though despite one or two minor puzzlements, I do declare that the man is overwhelmingly guilty. Modern, metropolitan, and rational logic, would you say? But us modern guys are always delight to embrace the new plans, you know? So I'll be only too happy to consider an exciting new theory if you could come up with it. Let's do our very best not to disappoint the modern metropolitan young lady. Okay. You admitted the rationale here.
Hold it!
There were 4 books, not 3. It's ever possible that 4th book belongs to the defendant's landlord. Well, at the point the woman was stabbed, this landlord fellow was at home, wasn't he? Enjoying fiery scrap with his wife or something, you said. That's not exactly how I put it, no. Well, anyway, the point is, the fellow and his wife were somewhere else when it happened. That's what you call a strong alibi. So it couldn't have been the landlord who did it, which only leaves me for these now. Honestly, I can see what all this palaver about. It's a done deal, isn't it? All I'm left with is this landlord lady.
Hold it!
Shows very obvious signs of fire damage. And the title of the book is The Lion's Pride. The same title, in fact, as the book that Mr. Gary told us when he has been reading. Well, I really couldn't say. On the day in question, did you or did you not throw at your husband the copy of The Lion's Pride that he had been reading? I did. It was the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I hurled it straight at him. And now you come to mention it, yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right. Why did you not review this information to go from the outset? Did she just slap the other jurors? This is not your husband here, lady. What are you doing? Because I couldn't. You insolent little man, I didn't remember. A time like that, you pick up and throw whatever you can lay your hands on, as you well know. I really don't. I barely noticed I was throwing a book, much less the title of it. Oh, okay, you have something to say.
Excuse me!
What is it, juror number 5? Did your wife throw you something? You know something? I remember what it was, the memory I blocked out. What is it? Sir? I was listening to what this granny was saying, brought it on granny, all flooding back. You get slapped again, yo. Who are you calling granny, you cheeky devil? I'm Miss Garadap's order maid. I'll have you know. The man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that's not because he's so used to being hit that whole time. Yo. Yo, what is wrong with all the men in this getting beat up? It was about 2 weeks ago now. I just go back to home after work, like I put my hand in my pocket for the wages I just earned that day and I nearly died. There was a hole, every last penny had dropped out. Oh dear, what a disaster. You haven't heard the half of it, boy. Oh? The wife was cutting up some chicken at the time. I couldn't hardly get the word out, but I told her straight, I've lost a day's wages, love. The next thing I knew, the blade was whistling past my ear, stuck into the wall next to me. It did. About an inch deep. Yo! Yo, vicious lady. Let me tell you at least that. I could smell it then, you know, the god-awful stench of dames. I was sure I was going to end up face down in the muddy planks that night, I can tell you. Now, that's a real disaster, isn't it? Never use the word like me again. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. The woman loses their rag, they throw anything at you. Knives, hatchet, hammer, you name it. You mustn't think of all women are so short-tempered and unrefined. No, I wasn't thinking that. Throwing household objects at people is, well, it's so uncivilized. At least attack with honor. Use a bow. Are we gonna use just like a samurai sword, bow and shit? Just kill your man. Never mind. Anyway, this man's word could be rather significant. Hey, alright. We'll come back to the bow and arrow thing later if I dare. Am I gonna put these two together?
Objection!
They don't contradict each other? Juror number 2, do you think perhaps that this could be one such novel alternative? Oh my, what do you mean? An alternative explanation as to how the victim was stabbed in the back. What are you talking about? We've demonstrated that the fourth book, The Lion's Pride, was found at the scene of crime, originated in Mr. Garadap's room on the top floor of his rural house. Therefore, it's equally possible that some other object besides the book could have found its way from Garadap's household to the street below. What's that now? After all, Miss Garadap's could have thrown any number of different objects at her husband. Isn't that right, juror number 4? What are you insinuating now, you little beanpole? I'm beginning to think that ever since the true origin of this book came to light, perhaps she has a feeling this might be what happened. Now you listen here, you Eastern Galah. As the foreman of this story, I demand a straight answer. You give us this yarn about some other object making its way out of what? What was it? A knife, perhaps? I haven't had any real evidence to back it up. It's a boulder, you know. But I'm certain that at the very least, this warrant further investigations. Sure. I'll try to explain the defense theory. The object that found its way from Gyarados himself was this thing.
Take that!
Miss Gyarados, did you throw a knife? I must apologize in advance for this, but I need you to confirm something else for the court. This knife. Have you ever seen this knife before? My lord, remember that when the victim was attacked, Mr. and Mrs. Gyarados were in the throes of an argument. Miss Gyarados was hurling anything she could at her husband who had been backed up against the window. A window that had been opened to clear the smoke and through which a book sailed to land at the crime scene. The book was found in the victim's grasp. Are you saying that it flew out of the window across the street to land neatly in her hand? Even my missus has got a name like that. Yes, I admit, there are many details we don't know yet understand, but that's precisely why we must not allow this trial to end, not right now. Oh my. Oh. Your answer please, have you seen this knife before, not? Oh, it was my knife. The question, Mr. Foreman. I have to agree. Not that I think the granny didn't mind. Come on, OBS, stop it. Bad OBS. Curse the game, I know. I mean, basically, you know the knife is from the lady. That's why she fainted. Now they're just changing. Oh, this is Bobo. This is garbage. Alright, I was saying, you know, you guys didn't miss much. Like, you know, they are just swaying the decision. Come on. Okay, all together now, ladies and gents. Not guilty. Except the lady. Well, the lady. What about the lady? Oh. Doing. As a result of the defense summation examination, a number of juror leaning have changed again. They keep swaying. 2 jurors called guilty against 4 now calling innocent. The opinion is divided, and this trial will continue. Read. What the heck? Okay. Listen, I save on this spot. I mean, while the OBS internet is fluctuating like crazy, I think I'm gonna end it here. It's past 5 a.m. anyway, so I should be fine. Hopefully my next stream, you know, I mean, it's only when I play this game that it does that at the last, you know, few seconds. Either way, it's what I planned anyway. I wanted to have the summation finished. I won't be able to solve the case today, like I said, because there's still like, you know, an hour, a little bit more than that to go. So definitely don't have time. Hopefully by Wednesday, you know, everything will be more stable. But, you know, I don't know what's happening on... Well, I guess I kind of know. It's like... It's still like New Year, sort of. ISP not stable, YouTube not stable. I don't know what's going on exactly, but, you know, I can assume that it is the case. So I'm gonna end it here. So yeah, it seems like a good spot anyway. So yeah, well, I'll be seeing you guys on Wednesday as usual. We're gonna continue with Star Ocean, the Divine Force. But yeah, so do take care until then though, guys. Bye now.